My name was Hayley Morgan. Today was the day I walked out of prison. 4 years served. No family waited outside for me.
Hayley Morgan, you're free now. Keep your nose clean out there.
My own parents didn't come. I looked up and saw a luxury car waiting outside the prison gate. How pathetic. And the person who came to pick me up was Emily. She walked toward me in heels, still as sharp and dazzling as ever.
Hayley, I came to pick you up.
What are you doing here?
You got out today. No way I was missing this. Food first, or do you want to go straight back to the Morgans?
The Morgans? The Morgans. 4 years ago, they sent me to prison with their own hands. The Morgan residence stopped being my home a long time ago. Neither.
Then where do you want to go? I need to get married first. What?
Prison taught me one thing. If you want to survive, you have to be more ruthless than everyone else. And right now, I needed a man powerful enough to take me back and help me collect every debt.
Take me to Link Golf Club. You just got out and you're already looking for trouble?
Not trouble. I'm going to take what belongs to me. Today, I was going to meet the most dangerous man in Flannery. And my future husband. I had just gotten out of prison, and I walked straight into Flannery's most elite golf club. Today, the entire place had been cleared for one man. The current head of the Evans family. Cold, dangerous, untouchable.
Grandpa, stop bringing up that engagement. Push me again and I'll wipe out the Morgans.
The next second, I saw him raise his golf club, and his tee was not a golf tee.
Don't move. Ruin my shot, and you know the consequences.
The ball flew. Hole in one. Brutal. I liked it.
Stop! You're not allowed in here!
He reached to block me. I kicked him away.
Ah! Ah!
Is this how you treat your future fiancé?
Fiancé?
Kaden's expression shifted from surprise as he studied the audacious woman before him, from head to toe.
I've never met a woman bold enough to speak to me like that. You'll be the last.
He turned to leave. I walked straight toward him. Kaden Evans. Remember me? I'm your future fiancé. Kaden had no intention of entertaining me, but I knew exactly how to make him stop.
Your grandfather has been pressuring you to get married, hasn't he?
You have 60 seconds.
Then I'll make it quick. We enter a contract marriage. You keep your grandfather off your back, and I borrow your power.
What makes you think I'd give you that opportunity?
Good.
I slightly diverted my gaze, my eyes full of calculation. I glanced at the project file on the ground. This. Utopia. You need someone to take it over.
You want utopia?
Let's make a bet. If I make a hole in one, the project is mine.
You really are bold.
Do you dare take the bet? He stared at me for 2 seconds, then smiled.
Fine.
I picked up the club,
This shot wasn't just about winning a project. I was telling him I was worth it. The ball flew beautifully, like a blade cutting through the sky.
It went in!
I handed him the file. Your turn. Kaden opened the file, and his expression changed instantly.
Get the car.
Where to, sir?
The Morgan house. To talk about the engagement.
Kaden turned around and strode away, with his assistant hurrying to follow closely behind. The game had finally begun. When I returned to the Morgan house, they were preparing an engagement banquet for Emmeline. How festive. My biological parents were personally placing their adopted daughter where I should have been.
Emma, you must look perfect today.
Once the Evans family agrees, the Morgan family is secure.
I'll do my best, Mom.
Sir, Miss Hayley Morgan is back.
Why did she have to come back today of all days?
Give her some money and send her away.
I stood at the doorway and heard every word. Dad. Mom. You really don't look happy to see me. Hayley, don't misunderstand. I've missed you all this time. She reached for my hand with that fake sweet expression. I raised my hand and slapped her hard. That slap is what you owed me from 4 years ago.
Hayley, have you lost your mind?
You dare hit Emma?
Why wouldn't I? I am the biological daughter of the Morgan family. She is just an adopted daughter living in my place. Emmeline clutched her face, and tears spilled instantly. She looked convincingly heartbroken. Too bad for her. I wouldn't play along this time.
That slap finally reminded them of 4 years ago.
Hayley, don't push this too far.
Emma has been thinking of you all these years, and you hit her the minute you come back?
Thinking of me? You mean the kind of thinking of me that sent me to prison? Hayley, I know you hate me. But back then it really was an accident. An accident?
I stared at Harold.
Dad, should I repeat the truth about that car crash in front of everyone?
Harold's face went pale instantly.
Shut your mouth!
Enough!
He immediately took out his phone.
100 million. I'll transfer it to you right now. Take the money and keep your mouth shut.
My phone pinged with the transfer notification. 100 million. Received.
That's very generous.
You got your money, now get out.
Who said I was leaving?
Everyone in the room froze.
That 100 million was only your hush money. It wasn't enough to buy me out.
I was back, and I was not leaving again.
Guards! Hayley, I don't care what kind of tricks you're gonna play with me here. I don't care what kind of monster you've become out there. This is not a place for you to go wild.
Hold her down!
I stayed where I am and rolled my wrist once. They probably still thought I was the same Hayley from 4 years ago. You want to know what I learned in prison?
Move!
The first one charged at me. I grabbed his wrist and twisted until it broke.
Ah!
The second one swinged. I drove my knee straight into his ribs. The third one barely got close before I kicked him flat. 3 seconds. Every guard was down.
How is that possible? Hayley, you lunatic!
Prison didn't destroy me. It only forged me into someone none of you can afford to provoke.
How could you do this?
I had no choice!
Mr. Evans has arrived!
Right when the Morgan family was in complete chaos, Kaden arrived.
Kaden!
Mr. Evans, welcome!
Emma, go to him.
Her eyes lighted up at once.
Kaden,
Be quiet.
She froze.
I didn't come here for you. I came to honor the marriage agreement. Of course. Emma is already... I wasn't talking about her.
He looked at me.
The woman I'm going to marry is Hayley.
The air itself seemed to freeze.
That's impossible!
Mr. Evans, are you mistaken?
I advise you choose Emmeline. Don't choose Hayley. She's a burden. She just got out of prison.
So what? She's the one I chose.
She finally tasted what it felt like to fall from grace. After Kaden publicly took my side, we went into the garden. It was just the two of us, but the air between us was even more dangerous than it had been inside.
Where exactly did that file you gave me come from?
That's not the question you should be asking.
Then what should I ask?
Ask about your mother.
His gaze turned instantly cold.
That car crash wasn't an accident.
Keep talking.
The driver was named Dahlia. She's dead.
Dead?
Yes. But the one who truly wanted your mother dead is still alive.
He grabs me by the throat.
Hayley. You better not be playing with me.
I didn't flinch. I didn't fear him.
Kaden, if you want the truth, you have no choice but to work with me.
His fingers tightened for a second, then slowly released. I knew I made the right bet. I'd already dragged this man into my game. After the garden talk, I walked back into the Morgan house.
Leland,
Yes, Ms. Morgan?
take people to Emmeline's room. Throw every single thing she owns out into the hall. Did I stutter?
I am the true daughter of the Morgan family. Everything here that doesn't belong to her stays no longer. Soon, the hallway was piled high with Emmeline's luxury belongings, all bought with the life she stole from me.
Hayley, have you gone mad?
That room was always mine.
I look down and spot the jewelry case she treasured most. In the next second, I pressed it under my heel.
No!
Emmeline's stuff littered the hall. She sobbed, and Harold snapped.
Bring me the whip!
Hayley, you will be punished today.
We'll see whether you still dare be unruly.
He raised his arm to strike. I stepped in and snatched his whip.
You...
I swung back and lashed his shoulder hard.
First lash, for treating a wretch like your daughter. Second lash, for betraying your own flesh and blood.
Lunatic! You insane monster! Dad!
I stood in the wreckage, whip in hand. I wasn't here to apologize, but to claim what's mine. A stern voice called out.
Don't you dare touch her.
The true headmaster of the Morgan family arrived. After those 2 lashes, the entire Morgan house descended into chaos. Harold was bleeding, and Carol and Emmeline were in full panic. But in the next second, every voice in the room was crushed by the man at the door.
Dad.
Clinton, good timing. Hayley, she...
Be quiet.
The moment Grandpa's cane struck the floor, even the air turned heavy.
Grandpa.
She tried to act pitiful again. Too bad Grandpa didn't even look at her this time.
I have only one granddaughter. And that is Hayley.
Dad, you can't be this biased!
Biased? Where was your talk about bias when you sent your biological daughter to prison?
That sentence stabbed Harold right through the chest. From that moment on, I was no longer standing alone.
Hayley, come here.
After Grandpa showed up, someone in this house finally remembered that I am the real Morgan. I walked to his side. He took out a black card and handed it to me.
There's 100 million on this. Spend it however you want.
Thank you, Grandpa.
Dad! She already took 100 million just now! You can't keep indulging her!
Are you questioning my decision?
Clinton, Hayley just came back. Giving her that much money is inappropriate.
Inappropriate for her? But it was appropriate to give everything in this family to an adopted daughter?
Grandpa, I never wanted to fight Hayley for anything.
Really? Then all these years, while you took my room, my place in the family, my parents, did you not feel guilty at all?
She couldn't say a word. Another 100 million black card. Secured. Now it was time for me to go out and spend a little. That night, I went to Starlight Club. I needed to celebrate, and I needed Flannery to remember me again. Hayley! First drink to celebrate your release to freedom. I heard you went back to the Morgan house and caused absolute chaos?
Not bad. Whipped my father Weiss and took the adopted daughter's room.
Well done. The second she said that, a filthy hand slid onto her waist.
Pretty girl. Drinking alone is boring.
Get lost! She shoved him away, but instead of backing off, the man smiled at me too.
Oh, there's another one too. I'll take both of you tonight.
I set down my glass and stood up slowly. 3 seconds. More than enough for me to teach him what regret felt like.
That idiot still had no idea who he had just provoked.
What? You want to fight?
Not want. I already started. I drove my foot straight into his knee. He had just knelt down when I kicked him hard in the stomach. He had just gotten up and hadn't even touched me when I grabbed him by the neck and pissed him against the table. Damn. The music never stopped, but the dance floor had already frozen. 3 seconds. A tough guy, beaten and captured on camera. I stood in the wreckage without even breathing harder. Anyone else? Everyone was staring at me, like they were looking at a monster. Good. I didn't come back to be anyone's obedient daughter.
Call the boss! Get the boss here now!
The crowd's gaze simultaneously turned away from me. Before long, people started looking down from the upper VIP floor. The people truly qualified to speak tonight were finally about to step in. The nightclub had gone terrifyingly quiet. Everyone was waiting for the mob boss, Thaddeus, to arrive.
Who's making trouble in my territory?
He walked in with his men, his eyes sharp enough to devour people.
Boss! It was her!
A woman.
All of you couldn't handle one woman?
He looked at me and smiled coldly.
You're good. Too bad this is my ground.
So? He maintained a threatening stare.
So tonight, you'll crawl out on your knees.
I looked at him and suddenly smiled. Then I looked upstairs. Kaden was standing there. He didn't move, but he didn't leave either. Good. Then let him see exactly how crazy his fiancée really is. I grabbed Kaden's tie the moment he reached the lower floor.
Hayley,
The next second, I kissed him. Everyone gasped. People began whispering and pointing. The moment I kissed Kaden, the entire room looked like it had been struck by lightning, because everyone in Flanmary knows Kaden Evans hates women getting close to him. Hayley, you are insane! In front of everyone?
you dare use Mr. Evans against me?
He didn't push me away. He didn't explode either,
Thaddeus,
but his eyes were dangerously dark.
you just said, what were you going to do to my fiancé?
A misunderstanding. It's all a misunderstanding.
Kaden pressed a cigar against Thaddeus's forehead.
That's your warning. Touch her again, and you die.
Thaddeus dropped to his knees on the spot. I looked at Kane and suddenly thought, this contract marriage was becoming more valuable by the second. The Morgan family held a recognition banquet for me. Officially, it was meant to restore my place. In reality, plenty of people were waiting to laugh at me.
I heard she just got out of prison. Someone like that belongs in a place like this?
I walked in on heels and didn't even give them a look. What mattered to me wasn't their gossip. What mattered was who would be the first idiot to volunteer for trouble. Hayley, tonight is your big night. I'm truly happy for you. She sounded so sincere. If I didn't know how malicious she really was, I might have believed her.
Miss Hayley Morgan, we brought you a gift.
Several people carried in a large chest. They opened it, and inside was a stack of gold bars. I stood alone not far from the box.
Prison life must have been rough. Consider these gold bars a little comfort for you.
Gold bars. This wasn't a gift. They were public humiliating me for having been in prison. Good. The first volunteer had arrived. The entire room was watching me. They wanted to see me humiliated. Maybe even watch me lose control. Too bad for them. I never disappoint.
Miss Morgan, why so quiet? Don't you like the gift?
I walked up to him. Then I slapped him twice, hard.
You
First slap, to teach you to shut your mouth.
dare hit me?
Second slap. To teach you your place. I don't just dare hit you. I also dare ask you. Who the hell are you to judge me? Nearly knocked his face sideways. People in the crowd had already started backing away.
Because they were finally realizing.
Tonight's Hayley wasn't here to entertain them.
Hi.
His legs gave out, and his pants went wet on the spot. The hall fell dead silent. The guests wore varied expressions. And we were only getting started. The farce had barely ended before the next idiot steps up.
Miss Hayley Morgan, since you've just come out, I brought something especially fitting for you too.
He handed over a velvet box. Inside was a silver bracelet. Slim, cold, and looking exactly like handcuffs. He was reminding everyone that I'd been in prison.
Why don't you try it on?
I didn't take it. I just looked at him. Doesn't your father own 1% of Morgan Group?
What? Why are you asking that?
Simple. You humiliated me with handcuff jewelry. So your family can offer that 1% share as an apology.
You're insane!
You can refuse. But starting tomorrow, I promise all of Flamazy will know exactly how your family raises its standing. By humiliating women. His face changed dramatically. Because he knew I meant every word. Just then, his father stepped forward.
Transfer it.
The whole room went silent again. This wasn't me demanding an apology. This was me making a stand for myself. 2 rounds of humiliation, both sent right back where they came from. Now it was finally my turn to speak.
Hayley, come up to the stage.
I stepped onto the stage and looked out at everyone below. Just minutes ago, they were mocking me. Now they were silent as frightened little birds.
Many of you think prison destroys a woman. But for me, it didn't. Prison did not destroy me. It forged me. All was silent. 4 years ago, you looked at me like I was a joke. From today on, Flannery will make way for me.
The second I finished speaking, the room stayed silent. Then the applause started. First 1 or 2 people. Then the entire hall rose to its feet. Emmeline stood below the stage, looking half dead. She thought tonight would be my public humiliation. Instead, it became my coronation. But I knew it still wasn't enough, because the next step, I wanted more than applause. I wanted Morgan Group. The applause had barely faded at the recognition of Sanyu, then I made my second move. I want to enter Morgan Group.
What did you just say? You,
A convicted woman who want to enter Morgan Group?
This was my
In
dear
group?
brother.
I had just returned, and his first instinct was not to welcome me. It was to shove me back into the mud.
Hayley, stop this.
The company is not a place for you to run wild.
Hayley, I know you want to prove yourself, but Frankie has worked so hard for the group all these years. So? Because he's incompetent, I have to stay outside the door of power forever?
Hayley!
Didn't you want to ask what right I had? I raised my hand and threw the file onto the table. Then open your eyes and look. I didn't come here tonight to beg for permission to enter. I came to breach. When I threw the file down, Frankie was still smirking. He thought I was bluffing again. The Utopia Project. It is now under my watch.
Ridiculous! Utopia is the Evans family's $10 billion project! Who do you think you are?
I'm the one who got it. Grandpa opened the file. He changed expression after only 2 pages.
This has Kaden's personal signature on it.
The banquet hall erupted at once.
Signed personally by Mr. Evans?
She really secured Utopia?
Impossible.
This must be fake!
Fake? Then call Kaden right now. Ask him whether this contract is fake. Frankie stopped talking because he didn't dare. He knew the moment the call connected, he'd look even more pathetic. And I enjoyed watching him afraid. The moment the Utopia file came out, everything shifted.
The people who had been waiting for my embarrassment were now all watching Frankie.
Enough. Utopia alone is enough to qualify Hayley for Morgan Group.
Grandpa! She doesn't even understand company operations!
So what? You've worked here for years. What exact contribution have you done for the group?
Frankie's face turned pale instantly. That line hit harder than a slap.
From today onward, Hayley is appointed project manager.
Grandpa, but...
Quiet.
Emmeline bit her lip, her eyes full of resentment. She had spent years playing the Morgan daughter, and now I'd returned and taken her place and the power that came with it. Project manager? I'll take the position. Getting into Morgan Group was only the beginning. Next, I was going to make them give back everything they were holding. Grandpa had just announced my appointment when 2 more groups entered from the doors. The first was leading by Emily. The second was Thaddeus and his people.
Hayley, congratulations. She lifted her hand, and an assistant handed over a file.
This is my gift for you. West District Development Rights. It's yours now.
West District Development Rights?
Even his voice changed, because he'd been eyeing it for 2 years and still couldn't get it.
Miss Hayley Morgan, what happened at the nightclub was my mistake. This is my apology.
He handed over another
Starlight
document.
Club. From today onward, it's yours too.
The hall went dead silent. One handed me government's project, Weathingly Riddle Proverb. The other offered a club owned by gangs. After tonight, no one in Flanmary would dare mess with me. Emily and Thaddeus had just finished when the real heavyweight arrived.
Mr. Walter Emmons has arrived!
The entire room rose to its feet. Even Harold changed his expression instantly.
Mr. Evans, your presence is an honor for my family.
I didn't come for you.
He looked directly at me.
Hayley.
Mr. Evans.
I came here to say one thing. Hayley is my fiancée.
The room exploded.
Impossible.
Mr. Evans, is there some misunderstanding?
Walter slowly clenched his fingers into a fist.
Misunderstanding? Anyone who dares bully her is challenging the Evans family.
His words were like a blade driven straight into the chest of every Morgan in the room. At last, they understood. Behind me stood more than my grandpa. The entire Evans family was backing me too. With the Evans family backing me, it was finally time to settle the most valuable debt of the night. Emmeline. I turned toward her. She instinctively stepped back.
The 5% stake in Morgan Group in your name. It's time to give it back.
What? Hayley, don't go too far!
I gave those shares to Emma!
You gave them to her? You took Morgan property and gifted it to an adopted daughter? And you still dare sound righteous about it?
I feel dizzy. Her body went limp, and she collapsed toward Caroline. There it was again, her favorite little trick.
Fanting again? I know medical skills.
Want me to wake you up properly? Her eyelashes visibly trembled. Good. She understood. Emmeline lay in Carol's arms, pretending she was on the verge of death. Hayley, Emma is already like this, and you still want to pressure her?
Pressure her? I'm helping her. I walked over and grabbed Emmeline by the wrist. I pressed one pressure point, and her whole body went rigid.
It hurts! It hurts! It hurts!
So you are awake. The room fell silent. She'd been pretending to faint until I forced her awake.
Interesting. Emma, since you're awake, sign it.
The share transfer agreement was placed in front of her.
Dad, Mom.
Sign it.
That simple words crushed the last of her pride. Her hand shook as she signed. The 5% stake finally became mine. Tonight, I didn't just take back my identity. I took back money, too.
The HR director eyed me with contempt on sight.
Fill this form out first.
I looked down. None of this belonged on an employment form. It was pure humiliation.
What, too scared to fill it in?
Not scared. I just think you're stupid. I tossed my phone on the desk. The screen lit up with a hotel video of him and his secretary.
How do you have that?
So, do you still want me to fill out that form?
No need.
I took back my phone and walked in on my heels. So this was their idea of a welcome. Not bad. At least it was enough for a warm-up.
Emma, from today on, you'll work on projects with me.
Okay.
She looked at me with triumph dripping from her eyes. This time the partner is Crescent Capital. Emma, you'll handle it. Half an hour later, the partner representative arrived.
Sorry. For this project, we only negotiate with Miss Hayley Morgan.
What?
Didn't you hear him? This project was introduced by Pioneer Group. I only recognize Hayley.
Emmeline's face stiffened instantly. Frankie's face turned dark as burned metal. The partner only recognized me. Every one of Frankie's calculations shattered on the spot.
Hayley,
He looked at me like he was grinding his teeth into dust.
you take over this project.
Now you remember me?
Don't push it.
Push it. Weren't you the one saying someone like me doesn't belong in Morgan Group? And now the project is stuck in your hands. You sure know how to change your attitude fast.
Frankie Morgan. Either you let Hayley take over, or this partnership is over.
Frankie's face changed again and again. You want me to take over? Fine.
Beg me.
Everyone in the room was looking at him. The proud Morgan heir had been forced into a corner by me for the first time. A few seconds later, Frankie dropped to his knees with a thud.
Please.
I looked down at him and finally smiled. This was only the beginning.
I thought Kaden taking my side and shielding me in public was already insane enough. Then the very next day, he dragged me straight to the marriage register. You're actually serious?
Weren't you the one who said you wanted to marry me first?
I said contract marriage.
Marriage is still marriage.
He said it with that cold face of his, yet somehow it sounded more domineering than anything else. Please fill in the form. I know you need this quick. He looked down at me as I signed my name, his gaze dark and hot.
All done? Congratulations.
One marriage certificate, and we were tied together for real. Kaden, say darling.
Don't push your luck.
But the line of his jaw tightened for a very obvious reason. Interesting. This man's words were ice cold, but his reactions were far more honest.
On the same day we got married, I hadn't even finished processing the fact that I was now married. Then Walter, Kaden's grandfather, suddenly showed up.
I'm staying here tonight.
That suddenly?
What, not welcoming an old man like me?
I glanced at Kaden. He looked calm enough, but I quickly found out why he was so calm.
Since you're legally married now, don't sleep in separate rooms. I'll personally make sure of that tonight.
Great. Straight to sharing a bed. Faster than I'd expected. That night, I came out of the shower wearing nothing but a towel. Kaden looked up at exactly the wrong moment. What? Mr. Evans, you've never seen a woman before?
Be quiet. Go to sleep.
He turned his eyes away too fast. Fast enough to make it obvious he was hiding something. Your heart beats a little fast.
You're too noisy.
I haven't even moved.
Your breathing is noisy too.
The next morning, Walter saw the matching rings on our fingers immediately.
Good. You finally look like a married couple.
The old man left satisfied. The second the door closed, Kaden transferred money to me.
100 million? What's this for?
Your performance fee.
Performance? I walked toward him slowly. Kaden, which one of us do you think was performing harder last night? He looked at me, and his gaze deepened instantly. Money is the safest kind of relationship. I was starting to want more than money from him.
Late at night, Kaden was asleep, but I opened my laptop and kept digging into the crash from 4 years ago.
In prison, I learned more than just how to fight. Data can overturn a case too. I pulled up old surveillance, call logs, and shell numbers, page after page. Finally, one broken line connected. Before she died, Dahlia had been in contact with a shell number. In the corner of an old traffic camera clip, I saw someone standing at the crash scene. That person was Darren, so this was never just Dahlia. The one who truly shaded that crash had been hiding behind the curtain all along. The truth you're after is finally starting to show its face. Darren, you finally showed yourself. The next morning, Kaden pinned me against the study door.
How did you get that lead?
Let go, first.
Answer me.
Didn't you already know I have a lot of secrets? His voice was low, but the pressure was heavier than usual.
Hayley. How much more are you hiding?
Enough to make sure you can't walk away from me.
So the man you suspect is Darren. My uncle. The one who's hidden himself best all these years. And the one most capable of this.
Not suspect. He's the most likely.
The blurred footage, the shell number, the edge of scene shot. They all point to him.
But we're still missing the final cut. The proof that nails him.
Then from today on, Darren is target number 1.
After dealing with the company and the crash investigation, I went to Melina's jewelry boutique. Years ago, she was my best friend. So you finally decided to come see me. I've been busy getting married and ruining people's lives. Sounds like you're doing just fine.
I had just smiled when several people walked in. Well, if it isn't prison girl Hayley. So you can afford jewelry stores now? Get out. And who do you think you are? Why do people never learn? The second she said it, the bodyguards behind her started toward me.
Move.
I reached up and caught his wrist. The next second, his whole body slammed into the floor.
Less than 10 seconds, all down. The store went silent again. Good. I liked this kind of silence.
The bodyguards were all on the floor. Karen and Paula finally started to fear.
How dare you!
Melina stepped out from behind the counter in high shoes. She wore black today, sharp as a blade. Have you still not figured out whose place this is? It's just a jewelry stop.
Just a jewelry stop? She smiled. Then she reached up and turned on the full lighting. The entire store lit up like a palace.
Elysian gems. I built it for Hayley. Every piece of jewelry here belongs to her.
What? What?
Karen's legs nearly gave out beneath her. They had come to humiliate me. Instead, they found out they couldn't afford even one diamond in this store.
I'm sorry.
Say it on your knees. And they actually did. I looked down at them and barely felt a thing. Opponents at this level were no longer worth my anger.
As Karen and Paula knelt on the floor, the boutique doors opened again. I turned around and saw Kaden. Perfect timing. At last, the starlight rings have found someone worthy. The diamonds were cold like starlight. Hayley, this one is yours. The other one can go on your husband's hand. Will you wear it?
Why not?
He took the ring and slid it onto my finger himself. Then I put the other one on him. The moment our hands locked together, everyone in the store went quiet.
From this moment on, anyone who messes with her, messes with me.
I liked the way he protected me in public, and I liked how he was slowly becoming mine.
Some people were protecting me loudly, which only made others more desperate to destroy me. And Emma Lan was the most desperate of them all. That day, I returned to the company and found the designs on my desk gone.
Who entered my office?
Oh, only Miss Morgan came by.
Good. I turned around and went straight to find her.
Hayley, what brings you here?
Where are my design drafts?
What design drafts?
She acted very convincing, but I know her too well. The more innocent she looked, the more guilty she was. It didn't take long to find out where she'd sent them. Tyler, the Morgan family's arrogant third son.
Emma, you're incredible. These designs are definitely award-worthy.
On the screen, Emmeline smiled sweetly. On my side, my smile was colder. She stole from me again. Good. I loved watching thieves get caught. I had originally planned to deal with Emmeline first, but one phone call shattered every plan. Talk. My face darkened instantly. Where is she?
The hospital. Her brother has her tied down. He's going to forcefully take her kidney for their grandfather.
What happened?
Melina's been taken. Someone thinks they can turn her into an organ bank while I'm still breathing. My voice stayed flat, but Kaden looked at me, and his expression changed, because he knew, the calmer I sound, the more I want blood.
Get the car ready. And tell Thaddeus to bring some men. I changed my clothes and turned to leave. Tonight, someone was going to regret hurting my bestie.
The hospital corridor was long, and the light was blindingly white. I walked straight in with Thaddeus' men behind me.
Miss Morgan, my men are here.
No one dared stop us, because the look on my face explained everything. Guard every exit. No one leaves tonight. Kaden walked beside me without saying a word. But the quieter he was, the more I knew he was holding back his anger.
The room is at the end of the hall.
4 bodyguards stood outside the room. I looked at them once, and they instinctively stepped back half a step. I walked forward with firm steps, and the frame advanced steadily toward the 4 bodyguards at the door, keeping pace with me.
You can't.
On the hospital bed, Melina was tied down. Her wrists were rubbed raw and bloody as paper and constant. In that instant, I truly wanted blood.
The room smelled of antiseptic.
So, you finally made it.
And another smell that disgusted me. The smell of family.
She's our family.
He stood by the bed like he was looking at merchandise.
What's wrong with her giving up a kidney?
I stood there so furious, I actually smiled. You dare say the word family?
You're an outsider. Stay out of our family business.
Outsider.
She was tied to a bed until the ropes rubbed her wrists raw. And you want to tell me this is family?
Hayley.
I'm saving our grandpa. She grew up eating our food and using our money. Now it's her turn to repay the family.
He was still talking about family. Disgusting. Family doesn't carve out her kidney to preserve your dignity.
Who the hell are you? You dare hit me?
Hit you?
Tonight I'm doing more than that. I'm going to break you physically.
But Thaddeus's men were faster.
Nobody move. Shut the door.
You're all insane! This is a hospital!
Yes. That's why I've been very restrained.
I turned to look at Melina on the bed. Get up. hit him back yourself. Melina's hands were shaking when the ropes were cut. But when she looked at her brother, her eyes slowly turned cold.
Melina, don't be stupid. Melina, don't be stupid!
I'm your brother!
You don't deserve that title.
This one is for treating me like an organ bank. This one is for weaponizing the word family against me. And this one is for every disgusting thing you thought you had the right to do.
He was on his knees, his face already swollen. But I knew it still wasn't enough. Men like him don't learn from a little pain. They need to be broken. Melina was done. Now it was my turn. Too far? One of his wrists broken. Everyone in the room was shocked by the scene. He screamed like he was dying. I switched to the other side.
Hayley, please, please.
Too late. This is the price for tying her down. If there is ever a next time, it won't be your wrists I break. Everyone in the room inhaled sharply.
The other second one broke too. This is the price for tying her down. Tonight, I had already been merciful.
We had barely finished at the hospital when someone else stirred up trouble. The International Jewelry Design Competition released its finalist list, and the name on the list wasn't mine.
Dad! Mom! I made the finals! My daughter is incredible!
I knew you would never disappoint us.
I stared at the finalist list and slowly smiled. I knew those sketches better than anyone, because they were mine. She had become addicted to stealing from me. This time, she stole her way onto an international stage. Want me to expose her? Of course. And this time, I want the whole world to watch. I opened my laptop. It was time for an old account of mine to return. I could even type that account and password blindfolded. So you're finally willing to reveal that identity? She's gone too far. I need to remind her who she's messing with. I logged into the background and pulled up the original upload logs. Timestamps, hand sketches, source files, revision trails. Send everything to the competition committee. The plagiarist is going to face the consequences. That's exactly what she deserves. I leaned back in my chair and flexed my fingers. Thank you, everyone. I will use this collection to prove myself.
We need to make an immediate announcement. There is a severe plagiarism issue concerning one of the finalist entries.
Plagiarism-y. The smile on Emmeline's face frozen instantly.
The true original designer is not Emmeline Morgan. It is Star.
No. Impossible.
Star has provided full proof of original authorship. Effective immediately, Emmeline Morgan is disqualified from the finals.
Every camera in the room swung towards her at once. She wanted fame so badly, didn't she? Well, now she had it. But only this time, as a thief. By the time Emmeline fled back to the Morgan house from the press event, she was unraveling.
Dad! Mom! Help me! Hayley, how can you be this cruel?
Emma has suffered enough.
You want me to withdraw the complaint?
If you withdraw it, we'll do whatever you want.
I pulled a document from my bag. Then sign this.
What's this?
All three of them froze. Sign it, and I withdraw the complaint.
Haven't they always wanted to cut me out of the Morgan family? I would make their wish come true. When the severance agreement landed on the table, the whole living room fell silent. When the severance agreement landed on the table, the whole living room fell silent.
Hayley, do you really have to go this far?
Not me. You pushed us here first.
You are still the Morgan family's daughter.
So you still remember that. Too bad you only remember it when you need me.
Carol's hands were shaking badly. But in the end, she still signed.
Is this enough for you now?
It's a start. I folded the agreement and put it away.
In that moment, I was surprised by how little I felt. Maybe because I had already seen them clearly. They never deserved the word family.
Hayley! You ruined me!
No. I only took back what was mine.
I turned and walked away. This time, no one tried to stop me. From this moment on, the Morgan family had nothing to do with me anymore.
I thought that after cutting ties, the Morgan family would finally give it a rest.
Emmeline met with Darren's people.
Late that night, I received an anonymous message. Emmeline met with Darren's people. The project drafts on your laptop were tampered waiver. This wasn't a warning. It was a declaration of war. Kaden's uncle, the one who had always hidden in the family's shadow. Darren. Also the man who profited most from the crash 4 years ago.
Kaden. Who sent it?
One of my eyes inside Darren's circle.
Darren has finally made his move.
It's not that he finally moved. He's finally panicking.
If he's cleaning up witnesses,
then it means what we found already hit a nerve.
Darren wasn't a new enemy. He just couldn't stay hidden anymore. I've been waiting to drag him all the way out.
Hayley Morgan, you are suspected of commercial espionage and unlawful theft of corporate secrets.
Are you insane?
Who gave you the nerve?
I didn't move. I only looked at the warrant in their hands. They took project drafts leaked from Morgan Group and made them look like they were sent from my laptop. A setup. And a rushed one.
We need you to come with us.
Fine.
Just as I stepped forward, Kaden arrived.
Who dares take her? Mr. Evans, we are only following procedure. Then follow procedure. I'm bailing her out now.
The room went silent.
Commercial instragage is only the cover. What Darren really wants is to pin her down first.
Darren wanted to send me back to prison again. Too bad this time I wasn't alone.
Hayley Morgan, you are suspected of commercial espionage and unlawful theft of corporate secrets.
Are you insane?
Who gave you the nerve?
I didn't move. I only looked at the warrant in their hands. They took project drafts leaked from Morgan Group and made them look like they were sent from my laptop. A setup. And a rushed one.
We need you to come with us.
Fine. Just as I stepped forward, Kaden arrived.
Who dares take her? Mr. Evans, we are only following procedure. Then follow procedure. I'm bailing her out now.
The room went silent.
Commercial instragage is only the cover. What Darren really wants is to pin her down first.
Darren wanted to send me back to prison again. Too Brazil flown. Too bad this time I wasn't alone.
You handled that car crash well 4 years ago. Hayley went to prison, and Kaden still hasn't found proof.
But she's getting harder and harder to control.
Then do what we did before. Put her into prison again.
But Kaden is still investigating his mother's death. Then this matter can never be exposed. Dead men tell no tales. She had to die back then, and now it still has to remain an accident.
The recording stopped. 4 years ago, I went to prison. Kaden lost his mother. It was never an accident. It was murder. Now listen carefully. Darren was the mastermind. Dahlia drove the car. Emmeline made sure I took the fall. One carried it out, one cleaned it up, and one profited from it. Not one of them is innocent.
Enough!
Why is the Evans family making such a spectacle tonight? And then leaving me with Darren Jean something as Bonner.
I heard it has something to do with Darren.
Nervous?
No. I'm looking forward to it.
The recording, money trail, and communication backups, I submitted all of them to the police last night.
So tonight?
Tonight is not about suspecting anyone.
Downstairs, Darren was still smiling. Emmeline was there too. Tonight, I'd make sure everyone saw her true colors.
It's time.
He raised his hand, and the lights dimmed.
Flamini would remember this night for a very long time. Thank you all for coming tonight. You are here tonight to hear something. Kaden, what game are you playing now? You'll know soon enough.
The recording began to play.
She had to die back then.
After the first segment, Darren's face changed.
As long as Hayley is finished, the Morgan family is still mine.
Emmeline froze completely. Is this about the car crash from 4 years ago? So it wasn't an accident?
It's fake! It's fabricated!
Why are you panicking? There's more. The part you'll like even less. The second recording continued. The longer it played, because now it was no longer speculation. When the recording ended, the banquet hall was silent, like a graveyard. In the next second, the police rushed in.
Darren Evans, Emmeline Morgan, you are under investigation for conspiracy to commit murder, commercial fraud, and evidence fabrication. Come with us.
No, Dad, Mom, help me! Emma!
This must be a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding ago when you sent me to prison? You didn't think that was a misunderstanding? Hayley! I was wrong! I was really wrong!
You weren't wrong. You were evil.
Darren's face had gone white and drained of every last bit of composure. 4 years ago, they pushed me into hell together. 4 years later, I sent them in with my own hands. He stood to one side of the hall, all color drained of his face. All his composure was gone. His eyes widened in extreme shock, and a cold sweat drop slowly trickled down from his temple, sliding across his stiff cheek. His expression gradually shifted from shock to complete collapse and despair. I was pushed towards the dark prison gate by the two of them. I was terrified. I opened my mouth to scream, but no sound came out. They betrayed me, and I will make them pay dearly. 4 years ago, they pushed me into hell together. After Emmeline was taken away, Harold and Carol still tried to rush after her.
My daughter!
Which daughter?
Hayley, please. Can you help Emma? For the sake of blood?
Blood? So now you remember that word. I raised my hand and threw a financial report in front of them. Take a look.
What's this?
The assets under your names. They are now all frozen under Morgan Group's authority.
What?
Didn't you want to save her? Too bad. You can't even save yourselves now. Emmeline was in prison, Darren had fallen, and half the Morgan Empire had already collapsed. On that same day, Grandpa Clinton summoned me into the boardroom.
Starting today, Morgan Company is yours.
The boardroom fell silent.
Impossible! I am the heir to the Morgan family.
You? Other than kneeling and begging Hayley to save your projects, what have you actually accomplished?
Frankie's face went white immediately. The next second, his vision went dark and he collapsed.
Frankie!
I looked at it all and only felt calm. Not triumph, not pity either. Just one thing. It was finally my turn. Grandpa, I'll take Morgan Group.
Good.
In that moment, every eye in the boardroom changed. They no longer looked at me as a problem. They were looking at their new ruler. On the day of the wedding, the sky was clear and bright. Much brighter than the day I walked out of prison. And for the first time, I stood in the center of a crowd, not to fight back, but to walk toward one man. How is the wedding dress? Perfect. Melina made this dress for me herself. Clean, sharp, just like me. At the end of the aisle, Kaden was standing there. He looked at me with a softness I'd never seen in him before.
Do you take Hayley to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
Do you take Kaden to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do. When the ring slid onto my finger, I suddenly remembered what happened years ago. They pushed me into hell. They thought I would rot there forever. But they never understood. Hell would not destroy me. It would only forge me. After the wedding, I stood before the floor-to-ceiling window in the top office of Morgan Group. The whole family was beneath me. They pushed me into hell. But they didn't expect that hell forged a queen. From this day on, the lights of this city shine for me alone.